Camera. Camera, why you always moving? Okay. So, I think the first thing I want to do is... Nope, needs longer. Okay. Let's go green then. It's green. I've got some longer cables. And that perfectly fine. Oh god, give me a freaking frack. Maybe. Nope, just kidding. Dang it, man. Where are my big old green cable? So my thought at first was I'm gonna kind of stick in a major key today. There. Okay. And I want to start by putting the Praeterio Versio through the moon phase filter. And then we will see what that does. I imagine it will make something interesting. What to think? All right, Imitor, you're going here. Aurora, you're going there. You are going first. So I think one of my general goals today... Hey, Smadger. The general goal today is less voices, more modulation. Like more, everything. So that each voice is more complex. And I think that'll be it'll be a good combination. We'll see. But I did want to try this specific thing today. Because every once in a while, my brain just goes, hey, this would be a good idea. All right, mixer is reset. Everything is good to go. Cool. Now we just need to put something into the, the doo-wacky here. So if we turn our regens down... Now, as far as what to put in there, I mean, geez, I don't even know. Should we just do like a C major? Like a C major 7 with like a D added in there? And then you could put it on like no loop, right? Might be entertaining. Let's try this. First of all, I think I'm going to make a nice plucky patch here. So just a little dink here and there. That's on fast. Let's put it on slow or medium. No, fast is good. And then kind of like pick a filter. I think just yeah, we'll go stereo filter here. Use this dude. And now which oscillator? That is always the question. I'm thinking Cloud Terrarium might be the best. Just in terms of interesting waveforms and, potentially strange noises. All right, that guy, and then 2 more going down here. Okay, I'm going to plug this into a separate mixer channel for now. Hello? Okay, now what about this guy? Okay, and then a couple of LFOs. We don't want to do the X. The X, so it's got 3 CVs, X, Y, Z. The X in this case is detune, so you'd get this. Your oscillator is drunk, sir. So instead, I'm going to go Y and Z, and that should... bring us through sort of a big range of stuff. Alright, I kind of want even more rests, though. See, that's cool. That gow, that's wild. It's really neat stuff. And honestly, as long as we're doing this, I'm going to take a faster LFO and throw it into the stereo pan on the filter. So yeah, this is a very simple sounding thing, right? Which is the point. So then, let's see. Actually, maybe we slow attack. Maybe like something more like that. Okay, so then if we put that into... So this is labeled as a Desmodus Versio. It's not. It is a Praeterio Versio, which is a third-party firmware that is a stereo offset looper, okay? So each channel, left and right, is a little different in terms of the timing. So this is not meant to be like perfectly accurate, like perfect loop, oh boy, and I'm gonna jam over them. No, it's more like, and then it has a percentage of the time that it records. So like, okay, so if we turn regeneration up all the way, and then I'm gonna put these on their middle setting. So you've got 3 controls for each channel. You have the percentage of the time it's gonna record. You've got the length of the loop, so you can configure each loop a little bit longer or shorter, and then you have the regeneration, so you can actually make it into just like a standard, you know, long delay, really long delay, because the shortest one on here is like 12 seconds. So basically what I want to do is load the buffer up here with all kinds of stuff. Okay, but then in the meantime, this moon phase filter, which I think is going to be pretty interesting and capable of doing some cool shit. Specifically, let's do one thing right away. Okay, so this is the gate out of channel 1. And that's going to go into the mode of this. So each time it hits a gate and starts a new cycle, it switches the mode to something else. There, just happened. And then this is going to be the imager, stereo imager. Now there's also a span on here which gives frequency divisions on in stereo, so like left and right, changes the response in one ear. So if we kind of just have stuff going. Yeah. And then this is what's coming from the looper, right? Keep that in mind. So I'm going to load up some more of the slow attack versions. Okay, and I think that's going to do it. So in other words, let's pull this. And then this whole section of the patch is actually done. Like, I don't really need to use it anymore. So let's depatch just to make it clean. This guy, those guys, that dude. There. 7 patch cables or so just to load up. Actually, more like 12. So just to load up the looper. So, but there's some interesting complexities going in there, right? Now, then one could take something else like, oh, I don't know. How about the fastest of the sloths? Alright, and then with all of that stereo movement and stuff on there, right? Then I think, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run my submixer here through the Aurora. This ought to be pretty nice. That, Jason, what's up? Well, it wouldn't be a generative ambient patch if we didn't patch some rings. Actually, I haven't used rings in a while, so this is actually quite peachy. I don't need that cable. I just need one direct cable. This is, by the way, kind of gorgeous right now. This is I'm digging this. I mean, one could wax efficiency about how this is all coming from one module, but that's really not true, you know? Alright, strum control. I do want to run this through a filter because it needs it. It really kind of needs some taming sometimes. And frankly, filtered rings plucks are lovely. Which filter shall we go to? Let's go to the dual dagger. It's here, it's close, it's easy. And then we also need a volt per octave coming from quantizer. That doesn't reach. Because why would it reach? I swear, one day I will stop bitching about cables. I will. It's a habit now. It's a terrible habit. Alright. And then we need a couple of... Let's use these guys. A couple of longer cables here. Alright, let's chill that for a second. So this is Turing machine into rings, into nothingness. That's not a C. That's like a G. All right, now we vastly need to slow this down. Okay, so let's do that. Let's slow it down by just, well, I don't know, because all of my clock is taken. Well, then the nice thing is we can just turn on the clock output right here. Be like, here. Have like a 30 BPM clock. That's still too fast. Alright, so then what we do instead is we throw this to the divider. And we do like a divide by 4 kind of thing. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Where's the string? Here's a string. No, I was on the string. Alright, now how's our reverb situation here? It's okay. It's alright. It's number 2, I think it was a good one. There, high pass it so it's nice and crystally clear. But I gotta say, I want less. Yeah. It's not in tune. Hey, Toy Soldier. Not in tune, though. We need to fix that. I think it's flat. Okay, so this is the loop, by the way. Or should we stick rings next to it? The same thing, probably. Oops. Sounds pretty in tune. Time for a warm bass drone. Because we definitely need a warm bass drone. You know who doesn't need a warm bass drone? No one. Everyone needs a warm bass drone. Who has warm bass drone duties today? Ensemble oscillator? I don't know why. Every time I go to use it, I'm just like unenthused. For no real reason. What about ensemble oscillator through an analog filter? Oh, might actually be sort of kind of cool. A mono analog filter. Son of a bitch. Mono analog filter. What we got? Nah, second thought, let's popple it. Let's poppleize it. Stereo filter. Stereo filter better than mono. No, it just depends. Bass is not super directional, so you're not gonna like pan it or anything. But to get that nice stereo kind of like chorusing going. And then the detune. Well, shit, that seems like a good idea right there. That seems like a really good idea. Take the gate out of this guy, right? Throw it into an envelope. But use that envelope to affect the wave folder in there. Does it reach? Yes. No. Maybe. Not quite. Son of a... Seems like a bit much, doesn't it? So let's attenuate it. We're about halfway, maybe. Or less. Quarter. Okay, you know what I want to do though? I want to multi-use that there sloths. So once purple, and this guy was going into the stereo imager. Like so. Now, nothing. Nothing. Oh, because filter. Yeah. So directly into the cutoff, but not super high, just to give it a little wiggle, a little waggle. Yeah, that's more like it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, all right. Cool. Peachy. Wonderful. I kind of want to add to that. I sort of want more than just that particular thing for the bass. And I'm not entirely sure what else to do. Part of me thinks, like, let's just double the volt per octave into the chainsaw and just have some, like, really gooey sawtooth detune stuff. And heck, maybe even throw it through a chorus. That wouldn't bore us. Seems like a good idea. As they say, a good idea is a good idea. Let's do it. So we dupe the pitch out. We drop the cable. We make a weird noise. And then, finally, we hook it up to the volt per octave out. And then I guess it doesn't matter as much. Filter then chorus. I don't know if it matters as much. Chorus and then filter. I guess theoretically, in a perfect world, you'd probably do chorus and then filter. But it should still work. Okay, go Zagreb, filter. And then we put... Like, I'm going to have to do something else to this also, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe the filter itself will work as... Could use the Ikari filter, because that's got a built-in VCA. Let's just do that. And, you know, try to keep it from being aggressive and murdering us in our sleep. If the cables will reach. If the cables reach, then you must impeach or something. I don't know. Who told you to put the balm on? I didn't tell you to put the balm on. Okay, where's my chorus now? I think it's in, Alright, first of all, that's too high. Where's my chorus, yo? That's flange. Okay, there it is. Hey, Surrealist. So along with the bass, there. R-bar time. I don't know what though. I was thinking almost like doing some vocals into it. That would be kind of interesting. I hear crackle. Where's crackle? Who got crackle? That's actually coming from the ensemble oscillator. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, instead of like sort of the standard, let's trigger the filter with an envelope thing. I'm gonna go a little different here. Let's throw a sloths into the VCA for one thing. So it's really just not always there, right? Sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. Okay. Hey, Jojo. Toy soldier, yes. Isn't that what I'm doing right now? So clearly you are seeing the evidence in front of you. You see the evidence. Do not ignore the evidence. The evidence is there. I'm just trying to think what else needs to be in here. I do have one really quick idea, but it's not going to be unveiled until a little bit later. But I'm going to go ahead and get that. Not, just kidding. get that rigged up because my cables are too short.
Bro, sounds like a personal problem, bro.
Okay, hang on. Is this in tune? Come on, you gotta have something moving. Alright, but what I want to do is put that into a mono channel. And throw, I think, one of the sloths here, the medium speed one, into the gate control. Which in this case the gate is basically a VCA. So the mono channels have an input and what they call a gate in on the Tesseract text mix, but the gate in is I believe pretty much just a VCA. But I think it's got like a logarithmic response, almost like a what is it, like an FET type circuit, kind of like the stuff that they put in a lot of like low pass gates. There's the chorused bass coming in. That's nice. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like an acid bass is basically, it's a filter with a lot of resonance and an envelope on the filter. So like using this as an example. I mean, like, you wouldn't need much more than that, right? But then it depends on your filter too, you know. Some people are very, very picky about their filters, and they gotta have a certain sound, you know. And I completely understand that, so. Okay. I'm gonna turn on the bass. Hey, you? The Shining, man. Yeah, that's Wendy Carlos. Tron, also. Old school Tron. Actually, the new one is fucking great, too. Because Daft Punk and an orchestra. That's a great soundtrack, by the way. And I'm amazed at how well it's recorded. You can actually hear the clicks of the players on their keys. Like, that's always amazing to me. It's like you're sitting in the orchestra. It's incredible. Yeah... This generally does sound better than computers. I mean, you know, analog and real is is always going to have a more powerful sound. And as a general rule, modular stuff, Eurorack stuff has a huge, just a big signal that it puts out. So like that's going to give you, you know, a lot of stuff. Okay, let's try something kind of goofy, a little bit off track here. So I'm going to take a sloths, which is a, you know, kind of a meandering LFO kind of thing. I'm going to put it into a comparator, okay? And the comparator should spit out a gate when it is above the threshold, okay? But instead of a gate, I'm going to convert it to a trigger. This is getting, you know, vaguely complex here. And then I'm going to use that to trigger something. I don't know what. That is the problem. Okay. Here's what we do. All right. So here's what we do. Take that there trigger, right? And we put that into... You son of a... Okay, never mind. We put that into an envelope, right? But I also want it to be used. How do we go about this? I want a really, really semi-randomized, just pluck, ding, kind of a sound going off. Better yet, we use that to trigger the R bar. There we go. That's the idea. Okay, now what I need is to feed it some information, though, into the R bar. So, I don't know what to do. Many options here. My immediate thing is vocals. I really like that vocal sound. Hey, Simon. Okay, so I'm going to try this. What I need, though, is a C in the background. So, who got a C for me? CSL? You got a C, because it's literally your name. That's not a C. Okay. This is annoying, I'm sorry. Hang on. Tell you what. Let me at least hook it up first. That way, you can actually kind of hear it in action as the patch starts to get realized as I record shit. Okay, so this is going to go through, let's go through the Zagreb filter here for this guy. I may need to run this through a VCA. Let's do that first. Because the output, especially when you add the internal reverb and stuff of the R bar, it's a little bit wimpy. And so, you know, sometimes you need to bump it up with an extra 6 dB of gain, and honestly, that's about all this takes. If I threw it into a filter that had a good input level control, and I have a few of those, but I'm using them all already. So, yeah, that doesn't help things. Like, the Neutron filter has one, the Ikari has one. That's it. Oh, the Moon phase too, but, you know, again, used it up, so. And the Morpheus. Nah, you know what? It's already here. It's already done. Let's just get this thing patched, and then you'll hear, because I'm going to start singing into the filter, or I mean the R bar. This guy here. Okay. Boom. So right now, if I just do like this, you should hear me singing through there. Technically, hello. Look at me. I'm using the condenser mic in the R bar. Now, what you could do is add some internal, like, reverb, you know? Here, let's use this. No, let's use the top here. Because then if we go, like, only wet. Oh, yeah. How many filters do I have here? We prefer to not ask that question here. No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. And I need another one. That's what this spot is for. It's waiting for something. Waiting for someone or something to show you the way. I also have a low pass gate that can act as a filter, of course. That is a filter, basically. Yeah. But keep in mind that I sometimes fill every single one of them. This is by no means like there's a shitload of frivolous stuff in here. Like, no. Okay. So this here sloth's derived signal is not even working right now. That's okay. It's because the sloths is hanging down in negative voltages, right? Yes, I will do that. In fact, honestly, I should just do that now. Now, do you want the oscilloscope or do you want, like, the spectrum analyzer? I'm thinking the spectrograph. I think that might be more fun. And can I just take the compressor in direct from these guys? Can we do that? Yes, we can. So, master out. All the way up. Spectrograph. Is this even going to work? Is this like, am I even plugging this in right? Doesn't even look like it's working. Oh no, it's working. Okay, so wait, hang on. What if I put, not oscilloscope, spectrum analyzer? That's better. So then, if I... Yeah, that's working. Cool. In fact, it should be sensing my voice. So yeah, I should be getting the little flippy flappies up and down here. Let's see what oscilloscope looks like. Need stereo though. Oh, I don't want channel. Okay, let's go yellow. Yellow and green on position. And then this one position up like there. So now if I talk, hi, yeah, you should see a little vibration. Now, what if this is cranked? Yeah. So what I kind of want to do is do a timing mode on this. Well, we could do an XY scope instead. And I always forget, oh, that's how. Okay, trigger should be on. Norm. Okay, there. So now we've got an oscilloscope going here. All right, we don't need that. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Toxic. I mean Toxic Tuba. One moment here. I'm going to make stranger sounds. All right. So there's the raw material, right? So now, theoretically, we should I need a better source for this signal. Let's just throw it into an LFO for now so it's more consistent. Yeah. And then let's also put it on reverse. Slow LFO on the playback head. So let's go slower than that. Okay, now, instead of an LFO, if this was in one of the sloths, then it should really only fire every once in a while. Just a little blip. Now, what if spray is on? Hello? 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 Are you going to work? Are you going to not work? If you're not going to work, please work. I would like you to work. Yeah, this totally, it just depends on on the sloths at this point. So between any kind of source like that, you know, you're really dependent on randomness, which is the whole point of generative. The sloths is okay. So this is the triple sloths by nonlinear circuits. It is a three. It's three. Smadger. What stereo system do I have? I mean, I just have monitors here. I have my studio monitors. They're Atom T5Vs. But I'm just going through headphones right now, so so the sloth or Lorenz attractor is a math equation that basically describes a particle moving in space around a gravitational or attractive source. So it's like sometimes it's kind of up and it kind of moves, and sometimes it's down and it moves, and sometimes it just kind of hangs around the middle, like, and it has these cycles of movement that are really like kind of unpredictable and interesting, but still really musical. So this like three of these is the fastest one, and then the one on the left is the middle one. That's apathy, and then in the middle is inertia. Inertia is really slow. Like the full cycle is like 35 to 40 minutes. The other ones are like 1.5 minutes or 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, and then this one is like 3 minutes. Now that's a full cycle, so that's like a particle going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So you're going to have a lot of different voltage ranges. But if it's hanging like below zero for a long time, right, then it's never going to trigger the comparator. And one of the hardest things about dealing with this kind of music and controlling it and stuff is just that. Like, how do you even know what it's going to do without listening to it for a really long time. So I did also want to take this envelope out and bring that into the filter. So that we would get some interesting stuff. And I'm actually going to do a combo. Low pass, high pass, 12 dB each. What's that sound like? Okay, I don't know. Let's see how this works. I don't even know. So if I stick this in an LFO, here's what we get. Yeah, you can see it with the lights too. So X, Y, and Z. Z is the opposite phase of Y. All right. So they're similar, but they're opposite polarity. And then X is an independent one. So the light is according to the X. So right now, like this one, the blue trace is getting a positive voltage. So it goes to +5 to -5. Right? So like... I'm going to swap these two. So this should show me positive voltage. No, not yet. Okay. Interesting. Weird. All right. I think the rest of the time is basically going to be jamming time here. But I'm just going to patch as it goes. Yeah, I was also thinking you can get a little 1U sloths, and there's like a perfect little spot right here. It's like perfect. It's 8 HP, just like... Yeah. Okay, we don't want to hear that yet. Ooh, we're aqua. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm very familiar with what the sloth is doing. It's just kind of tough to go by a light and a threshold control. But it's doing its thing. I can see it. The light up here is popping on every once in a while. So, yeah. Well, and like Ornament and Crime has a Lorenz attractor mode also. So if you have an OC, you can do it there too. Same with that new 512 quad LFO. That was one of the things that kind of excited me about that, was that it's got 4 LFOs and all of them are capable of doing basically sloths, you know. But yeah, Hyper Chaos. Dude, NLC, I wish I had more room for modules from them, because there's some seriously weird stuff. But if I take the loop out of here, we do have room. Okay. So we start with bass. There's my nice chorused bass coming in. By the way, can I just say, respect to the little 1U SVF. That's Platt's. Platt's going through it. Lovely. Just nice. It's just really nice sounding little filter there for, $120. Like, it's dope. That's cool. That's a cool little guy. I'm really glad I have him. Yeah, he's a happy little dude there. So, I need another filter though. I need I have 8 HP. I'm waiting for the bubble sound stereo SEM filter, but I'm really getting impatient. And I figure, hey, here's the thing. If I buy something now, I can always put it in my other rack at home, which I need a couple more filters in there anyways. So, gonna kind of poke around and see what I can find. Maybe tonight. Anyways, thanks for joining me, y'all. I don't know if I'll stream before Friday. If I do, it'll probably be a DAW stream, I'm thinking. A121S, is that 8 HP though? I don't think it is. I think it's big, isn't it? Dopefer doesn't do stereo in small. So, but you never know. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. And yeah, thanks for joining me. And I could do 10 because I've got another 2 here. And I could always move one of these utility modules down a row or something. I've got some flexi space. The dual drive is something I could do without. I rarely use it, and then the Lupa is probably going to go in the other system too. So, at the very least, I've got those 2 big old chunks of space that are available to me to play with here. So, here's the thing: I don't consider modular like you're ever done. Like, if you're like building a trumpet. If you're Adolph Sax building the saxophone, at some point you're like, this is it. I made it. It's done. I made a saxophone. Here it is. Let's make 16 different sizes, and then here it is. It's done. For this, I don't see that. I see this as like the technological equivalent of a brain, where it's like you learn something new, you put in a new module, and now you have new connections between everything else. And it's just this is constantly cycling thing. So, honestly, having 2 cases is a beautiful thing. So yeah, whatever I don't put in here, I can put in the other one, which is basically for fiddling around with at home. And yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to poke around. Might spend some money. I don't know. Oh, but there is, especially with trumpet players. I know a bunch of trumpet players. And let me tell you, they spend more on their shit than I do. Okay? Like, each horn is $4,000 or $5,000 in some cases, and they've got 15. Like, okay, you win. It's kind of crazy. It's like anything else. If you're like a professional and you're into that aspect of it, you're going to get a lot of shit. You're going to have a bunch of stuff. So, anyways, take it easy, y'all. Thanks for joining me. At the minimum, I'll see you Friday.